Hi Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 16th to the 31st, 2020 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. So let's dive right in now, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus, and see what this time period holds for you. What I'm going to be doing is moving your spirit guide animal cards over to the side. These cards are going to be layered on top of the tarot, and they bring just such a beautiful insight from spirit, such beautiful words. Actually, it's emotions, but translated into words. So I'm going to be shuffling these Sacred Earth Oracle cards. Let's see now. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Aquarius, January 16th to the 31st, 2020, Aquarius. 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 Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. Okay, these two cards, because they're the ones that just popped out, and we have brilliance and unity. You're having a brilliant unity with divinity, with yourself, with what you desire. There's a brilliance around you, and it's uniting you to what you truly want and where you truly want to stand and who it is that you truly want to be. So there's this unity guiding you forward. Yeah, it's being united. And your chakra cards, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Aquarius, January 16th to the 31st, 2020, Aquarius. January 16th to the 31st, 2020, Aquarius. January 16th to the 31st, 2020, Aquarius. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Okay, so this card right here, which is forgiveness. Oh wow, that's a powerful one. And balance. Yeah, and this one, because Spirit's saying, okay, this one too. So we'll move these closer together, so this has part of the stand. All right, so you have forgiveness, brilliance, which leads to personal power, which leads to you being able to move forward in a sense of security. It's not might equals right. It's that I'm holding my passion in my hand, and my passion is forging me. I am falling away from who I once was to become the person that I need to be, the person that I want to be, and to stand in the place that my soul desires to stand. Let's see what your tarot cards have to say. Aquarius, January 16th to the 31st, 2020, Aquarius. 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 Show me clearly, show me clearly. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Okay, this is where the cards fell, so this is where Spirit wants me to stop. At the center of everything, we have the High Priestess. Oh, I love that. I love that especially for you, Aquarius. You are such a person of the heart, and we are entering, or have entered into this time of Aquarius and this time of love and understanding and peace. And this is actually a time for you to really shine. But there is also a sense of anxiety riddled with it, a sense of, as we move towards peace, towards understanding, towards a unity of the heart, that things become unbalanced before they become balanced, and that can be a really hard place, especially for you to stand, because there is just such a sense of moving forward out of love. And then you are crowned by the Sun card, which I always think this one is such an odd representation of the Sun card, but you're getting your soul's wish, and you're getting your wish. You're watching yourself move forward. You're watching love and peace and joy and prosperity come into your life. And as you watch it, there's going to be a childlike wonder. And I don't know why I'm going through these cards one by one, but we have here the Devil card, which is a Scorpio energy, a time frame October 23rd to November 21st. And then you have, okay, the Magician. This is really intense. You have all major arcana. This is 13, right? Oh, this is 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, not, okay, I did make a mistake. This is the This is the Leo card, a time frame of July 23rd to August 22nd. You have the Magician here. Then you have the Ace of Wands. Okay, at least a minor arcana card, even though it is an ace. So it's very powerful. Then we have the Emperor. And we have, okay, good, the Five of Swords. So let's see. You have the Fool. You get more major arcana cards. Nine of Wands. And the King of Pentacles. Okay. This is intense. Because I have to tell you, anytime you pretty much have a reading of all major arcana cards, right? And anytime I have major arcana cards come out like this is saying that this is a highly intense. It can be a highly productive time, it can be a highly sensitive time, but this is going to be a highly intense time. And what's going on here is, I'm just going to move this card down. What's going on here is we're talking about your heart chakra. This is the heart chakra. This is talking about forgiveness. This is love in all its forms, is what the heart chakra represents. It represents your inner child. It represents play. It represents joy. And here we talk about forgiveness, which is one of the hardest things to do. And forgiving doesn't mean that I want to break bread with you. Forgiving doesn't mean that you are now my new best friend. Forgiving means taking that point in your life and saying, you've hurt me. And sometimes that person has hurt you in a way that you will never be able to comprehend. You will never be able to understand, even in the littlest form. But it can't be that noose around your neck. It can't be that weight that brings you down. It's like Marley in A Christmas Carol when he comes with all the chains on him. To forgive is to release those chains. And one of the things that Marley had to do, in my personal opinion, was forgive himself for all the wrongs that he had done. And here, there is a forgiveness. There's a forgiveness of self. There's a forgiveness of others. And as it comes into play, and as you move forward, you will find yourself empowered. You will find a weight lifted from you. And this forgiveness, this healing and cleansing of the heart chakra, which you can listen, as I always say, to the Tibetan singing bowls. You can listen to a heart chakra cleanse on YouTube, or you can listen to just a heart chakra cleanse or a chakra cleanse. But visualize the energy around your heart chakra as a beautiful emerald green. That's always the color I think of, the green that I pick to represent the heart chakra. Just this beautiful, brilliant emerald green. And becomes like a very bountiful, beautiful, fertile field. Because your heart can have anything grow within it. And this is beautiful for you. And forgiveness is like planting the seeds of new trees, new orchards, new bounty, new wheat to grow, new lusciousness to come into your life. And as you embrace that lusciousness, as you forgive, and as you see here, okay, to me, it looks like she's crying. It looks like her forgiveness isn't easy. So it may bring up tears. Excuse me. Most definitely, it may bring pain and sorrow and doubt and fear. But there is a sense here that as you move forward towards what you love and what you need, that forgiveness enlightens you. It has you flying higher, and then we have balance coming in. We have the balance of the negative and positive energy of yourself. We have the balance of the root chakra coming. And when you have your root chakra in balance, all your other chakras fall into alignment. All right? Well, it helps them fall into alignment more than they are now. And as you are embracing this balance, as you are embracing this truth, you are going to see a clarity come in of what you need, of where you stand, of what you want, of the harmony of the spiritual and the prosperous and the mundane, this earthly plane and the spiritual plane, coming in and embracing your heart, your soul, yourself. And it leads you to personal power. Now, the personal power is the solar plexus chakra. Your gut feels are going to be so on point that they're going to scare you. Your gut feels on things where you're sitting there and you're looking at a situation, you're looking at something, and you're going to realize, wow, okay, I really feel emotionally very strongly towards this. An emotional balance and emotional strength coming in. Your gut feel guides you, and it's going to be what you hold on to. But it's also going to forge you. There is so much that you have been through. Fear, despair, heartbreak, pain. That as your gut feel comes in, as you are embracing your power, you're going to be embracing it through these visual images of what you have been through, of the hurt, the pain, the disappointment. And this leads you to brilliance. This leads you to your light shining you forward. This leads you to a deeper, a deeper understanding of yourself, your soul, and where it is that you want to stand. If you see here, this person is guided by this light and kind of made by this light. And it's becoming so much more than what you are now and who you have once been. It's now moving towards where you need to be. And the brilliance guides you forward. And I love that there's a dream catcher here. It's like all the negativity gets caught, all the hurt, all the pain, and you start to grow this tree of life right here that comes. You start to grow your truth. You start to see your power by connecting with the earth, by embracing your brilliance, by letting yourself shine forward. And this brings you into unity with the earth, holding the earth in your hands, embracing love, embracing joy, embracing brilliance, letting yourself fly high. And as you let yourself fly, as you embrace this unity, you're going to have a veil lifted from your eyes. Is it going to be fun? No. I know that's not what you wanted to hear. There is a sense when the high priestess comes in. And you have the high priestess here with the magician. And that's like having the emperor and the empress. Okay? I believe the high priestess is paired either, and the pairing goes either to the magician, excuse me, or to the hermit. The hermit more understands the energy of the high priestess. The magician is more show, the actor upon the stage. The high priestess, the director behind the scenes. This is a part of your prosperity, your truth, and your power that has been ignored before, overlooked, silenced. And with the magician, you're opening up a box here, and you're letting out your passion, you're claiming your bounty, your beauty, and your understanding. But there's a mystery about you during this time. There's a way that you see things, and you see things a heck of a lot more clearly than ever before. And as you see this truth, and as you embrace this truth, and as you realize, and as you step into this realization of this passion, you are going to find that you learn that you need to learn so much more. And so you start on this path of esoteric knowledge, of spiritual knowledge, spiritual, growth, of saying, what is it that I need? Where is it that I need to stand? And as you embrace this truth, you see that what was once holding you back is lifted from you. And you become more in line with your true self, with the sacred feminine, with what you desire to achieve. You have the sacred feminine, you have the sacred masculine. Here, you could call it a god and a goddess if you want to. It doesn't really matter. But there's a divine truth about you that is coming into play. And it's the nurturing, womb-like setting. And then it's the passionate, fire-like setting, or planting the seeds, planting the crops of the masculine energy. Those come together. And you're going to find that, again, your intuition, on point, so on point during this time. And it's because of this energy that's around you. Yeah, and I love that, the 2 and then the 1, really moving forward. And this leads you to the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is the doubts and the fears and that's what I'm seeing here. Doubts and fears and questioning and looking and carrying burdens and trying to understand. But there's also a sense of coming close to your goals, coming close to an overwhelming truth, coming close to where it is that you want to stand. So there's going to be pushback, most definitely, from the universe. There's going to be pushback from people in your own life. And you're going to sit there and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, what the heck? Why don't they understand? Well, they can't understand. They're not in the same place as you. And that's okay. You were born into an evolved, sign already, into an evolved consciousness. And so it makes it harder for people to understand. And so as you're moving forward, as you're finding the balance of the spiritual and the earthly plane, because you are the star, right? And the star usually holds, 2 jugs and pours out the life water of the earth to the earth. And so you have this balance, you have this beauty. And what does water need? What does earth need? It needs air. It needs air because the water needs to rise within the air, to be clouds and then to rain back down. The earth needs the air to run over it. Okay, and that's what you are. You are an air sign, Aquarius. And so as you move forward, as you embrace this truth, all right, you are going to find that, yes, there's this pushback. Yes, there's these doubts, these fears, these passions that come forward. And you're like, oh my gosh, but I want to do this. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, but I can't. But you can. But you can. And then here we have the Sun card. Happiness, joy, success, power coming in. He's blowing on a dandelion puff. And it's like, yes, Here's your wish. Here's what you desire. Here is the bounty and the beauty for this child to move forward in. Here's your wish. Here is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. And it starts you on your fool's journey. It starts you on your way moving forward. It starts you to the place that you want to be, to the place that you have feared stepping towards. You don't want to be foolish. The Fool tells us, not to be foolish, but to be you. And to embrace your truth, embrace your power, embrace where it is that you want to stand, what it is that you desire, because it leads you to the Ace of Wands. It leads you to this passion. And be careful with the Sun card, because when you have the sun shining on you, when you have your wishes granted, when you have this beauty, this prosperity, and this bounty coming towards you, people are going to want to take you by eyes. People are going to be jealous. People are going to sit there and say, why you, not me? And you're not really going to want to engage in these confrontations that people may very well want to have with you, because you're taking this gift of passion and of creativity, and you're saying, it's time for me to move forward. And here you're very connected with the earthly plane. This gift of passion and creativity, we see it taken and held by the Emperor. Okay, it can very well be given to you in the forms of an Aries, most definitely, but in the forms of an Emperor, of a person who seems to have everything going for them, has a very strong personality, a very strong sense of self. But it can also be that this person rubs you the wrong way, because you're on this deeper seeking guided mission towards a higher sense of self, towards a deeper truth than what is, just on the surface, towards where you want to stand instead of where society wants you to stand. What everybody's telling you need to buy and be in order to be happy. You're standing here and saying, no, but this is within my reach. And you most likely, if you head on this path, Aquarius, and you're really dedicated towards it, you will reach this path by the Emperor time frame, March 21st to April 19th. You will hold this passion in your hands. You will embrace this prosperity and this self. You will embrace your desire to move forward. There is also a heightened sense of sexual energy around you, so be very careful who you are with during this time, because this person, even if you've been together for a really long time, if their energy isn't matching up with yours, this can be astoundingly draining, and it will be more so if you have a close connection to them. If it's like a one-night stand or something like that, it will drain you. It definitely will, and it shouldn't be. Spirit is saying, don't do anything casually during this time, because you're not going to be good at casual. You're just not. It's not going to be really something that's around you during this time. There's a sense here of being more driven to a deeper truth of yourself, to what your heart and soul truly needs, and not saying, oh my gosh, that's silly. Nobody would like me if I start talking about my soul and myself and what my heart truly desires and where I need to stand. No, they actually will. They might not get you, and a lot of people might not understand at all, because their vibrations are very base, but yours are coming right up here. Your vibration is moving you towards something greater. And I believe that if you watch my videos, if you subscribe to this channel, you are not the type of person who is okay with being down here. You're on a deeper path. You're looking towards something greater. And you are realizing a spiritual truth about yourself that is setting you free, that is moving you forward. And here, with the King of Pentacles is prosperity. This is like the Midas touch, quite literally, since everything he is touching is turning to gold. There's a Midas touch about you, but you have to be true to you. If you're not, you will see that there's the opposite of the Midas touch. There's kind of like a withering around things. You're like, oh my gosh, why is nothing going right? Dane said things will go right. Well, you have two varying extremes here in this reading. And one is, you turn inward, you become much more private during this time. All right? A little bit more, it's not secular. It's like you really judge your own, you really take into effect your own counsel, or really thrive on your own counsel, and you move forward towards your passion, towards your desire. And as you do so, there's this sense of having an extra insight into things, because you're so intertwined with spirit. And if you don't kind of step back into yourself and listen to spirit's guidance, you're going to feel rather lost and overwhelmed. Right? A strong connection with an earth sign energy, Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn, but a person who understands what you're seeing, somebody who's very grounded. You're very drawn to those who are grounded, to those who are in the here and now, to the brightening of the air, of you, there's a sense of the warming of the air around you, meaning that the air can flow within yourself. And that's what you need as an air sign. That's what all air signs need. And the sun, it warms the air so the air doesn't freeze. So you do not freeze. So you're really basking in the sun, and it moves you towards this Emperor spirit, towards this power of your truth, towards this way of embracing yourself and your soul and where it is that you want to stand. You're claiming your throne. But I always look at the Emperor as David in the Old Testament, in the Torah. And when I see him, I always think of someone, I always think of when he had Bathsheba's husband sent to the front lines and killed so that he could marry her. I believe it was Bathsheba. And that to me, that is so sad. He had a family ripped apart just so that he could have what he wanted. He repented, most definitely. God was displeased with him, most definitely. And I'm not talking here, I'm not trying to get religious, but there is a sense of, the universe saying that's not right. You can't just take like that. And especially in that time, kings could take like that. Up until very recently, kings could take like that in life in general. And here, especially emperors, could take even more. And here, there's a sense of having that humility, having that understanding of self, that self-awareness, to say, wow, I messed up. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have done that. I'm further away from the path that I want to be on because of it. But you forgive yourself and you move forward, because everybody fails. Everybody messes up. Not everybody, does what David did, and can have a person's husband put on the front lines. But, he's not a lone case in that. So here, there is a sense of saying, yes, this is on a huge scale, but we do this all the time to ourselves in little pieces, little incidences. And here what you're doing as the Emperor, as you're claiming your throne and as you're claiming your power, you're opening up the box. You're opening up your magic, and you're seeing the wonder come to you and come for you. And you're like, oh my gosh. As you stand before the altar of your existence, you're like, oh my goodness, I just didn't know it could be this beautiful. To have all the elements around you, to have spirit around you, to have power around you, and people are going to see that you're standing on the altar of your existence. I mean, you have very strong masculine energy here, the sense of being seen, of sowing the seed into the earth, of planting what you intend. You have at your heart a very feminine aspect of the high priestess, saying that you need to nurture and grow and be that womb and be that caring. It's not a caring soft place, because if you think of the earth and what a seed goes through to have to live, and how, not all seeds, plant into trees. It's not this like kumbaya place. It's this place of, you have the best shot you can possibly get kind of place. And there's no assurances. But here, as you embrace your heart, your soul, yourself, as you stand in your power, people are going to be turning towards you. People are going to be seeing you, even though you're not really going to be very comfortable with that. You want to move in truth and in balance and in quiet and in serenity. And they're going to be like, oh my gosh, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? I see your light shining so bright. You again have the masculine energy of the sun right here. You have strength, which is the Leo energy, and there's just a power to you. And you're going to sit there and be like, oh my gosh, why do people keep on asking me this? Why do people keep on pulling me out of where I need to be emotionally, spiritually? Why are things so overwhelming? They're overwhelming because you're entering into this place of, can I do this? Of a spiritual awakening, of an emotional truth, of a power coming to you that you didn't even expect. And as you embrace it, you're going to see that, you carry a lot, but you're moving forward. You're moving forward towards your goals, towards what you desire. There's a shedding of an old self. There's a knowing that you're coming to close to a completion of a cycle, to where it is that you truly want to be. And as you do so, you have that golden touch. You have that way of looking at things and seeing deeper the prosperity of it all. And this leads you to the Five of Swords, which for me is always something karmic coming up. Something where you're like, oh my gosh, what the heck, this again? You have all these major arcana cards here, and you're going to have a time where you're like, this again? And I like how it goes from the 4, from the Emperor, which is the 4 in the major arcana, to the 5 of Wands, to the 5 of Swords, which is you. You're represented by the swords in the minor arcana. And this is like, this can very well be something that you have faced in a previous life. Something where your reaction to it is going to be so intense because it comes from a past life or a cellular memory, something in your DNA that was inherited. And you're sitting there and you're like, oh my gosh. Or it could just be, you meet a person just like a person that you had in your life before, and you're like, seriously, I loathed this person before. I loathed this situation. I hated it with every fiber of my being. And I'm here again. What the heck is going on? That's where your strength is called on. That's where you find you walk with lions. You might actually walk with lions. You might actually have a lot of backstabbing people around you. And that can never really be tamed. You can never really know how much to trust them. But there's also a sense of you having a strength to you as fierce as a lion. You having a strength that is unpredictable within you, that you're calling on, that you're saying, okay, this is where I want to stand. This is the truth of where I am. And I move forward in that truth and I start my fool's journey. Right? You're going to feel very comfortable. Not very comfortable. You're going to meet something that challenges you. And by the time you kind of embrace that challenge and you push past that situation and you really find your footing, it's going to be around the Leo's time frame, July 23rd to August 22nd, which I know you're sitting there and being like, dang, it's January, calm down. But this is what I'm seeing here from Spirit. It's going to be something that you meet with a challenge and you keep on meeting it, but you keep on embracing your strength. You keep on moving forward. It calms down in, by the end of this time period, by January 31st. But it's still a part of you. It's still a part that you're working against. It can just be a cognitive reality, a reality of your mind, where you sit there and you're like, oh my gosh, this was harder than I anticipated. This was more than I could have thought it was. And this leads you on your journey. And the journey, you don't reach its conclusion, but you start to see its truth and its power and the purpose of it around that Leo time frame and why you have carried so much. So let's see what your spirit guide animal cards. I was going to say your sacred animals, but that's not right. So let's see here. Oh, goodness. Aquarius, January 16th to the 31st, 2020, Aquarius. 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 Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Show me clearly. Fantastic. At the heart of everything. Ooh, I'm going to actually do this silently just to give my voice a bit of a break. Okay. Now, I love that the vulture is at the center of this. And I know you might be sitting there and saying, dang, vultures, seriously. They're not the prettiest birds in the whole entire world, and they eat carrion, and it's just gross. But it says here, nothing is wasted. And that is your absolute truth. Nothing is wasted. During this time, you are always learning, always developing, always seeing a deeper truth, a deeper meaning, a deeper understanding. Nothing is wasted. You are completely empowered. And this leads you to the swan spirit, which says, time for deep dive, time for a deep dive. It's time to go even deeper towards what it is that you want, even though you might be feeling like, oh my gosh, can I really move forward the way that I want to? There is so much here that is weighing heavily on my shoulders. Can I move forward to the place that I need to be? The answer is absolutely yes. And it's time to go even deeper within yourself. It leads you to the pig spirit, which I love it because the pig has wings, and it's kind of like when pigs fly, and you have been thinking that when pigs fly, I will have my wishes granted. When pigs fly, I will have the happiness come into my life that I want. First of all, you're negating your happiness, right? And here, Spirit is saying, be aware of that. Don't sit there and say, oh, I want to be, rich and powerful and this and that, but I want to, but that'll never happen because, who the heck would listen to me? And I only work, a job that I hate all the time and I get paid like nothing for. Don't do that to yourself. Start to say, when pigs fly, and think of it as, yeah, it's kind of like in The Simpsons when they say, oh, that'll happen when pigs fly, and then you see a pig that was catapulted, by, and that's going across the window. Say that it has happened. You are flying towards your goals, towards what you desire. And it says here, use your mind wisely. Use your mind wisely as this grace and this beauty comes towards you. Use your mind wisely towards what you truly want and where you want to be, because this pig is flying and it's time for what seemed to be completely out of reach to become part of your daily life, to become part of yourself, your soul, and your power. This then leads you to the starfish spirit, which says, open to infinite possibilities. You are open to infinite possibilities as you move forward towards what your heart desires, towards what you want, towards your journey. And it feels like a fool's journey, but every single person's journey on this earth can feel like a fool's errand. It can feel like only a fool would think that they could, become, this or that, or be this great, or live their truth, or actually be happy in life. Be that foolish that you embrace what you love, and that you embrace what makes you truly happy. Be that foolish that you live in joy. And be open to infinite possibilities. Don't say it can only be this way, because that's not the truth. It doesn't only have to be this way. Be open to the infinite possibilities. And then here, with the mouse spirit, tend to the small things. And tread lightly. Tread lightly as you claim your power, as you claim your gift, as the abundance comes to you, as you get the Ace of Wands, as you grow your passion, your desire, and your truth. Tend to the small things. Tend to the things that people think, oh, that doesn't matter. It does. What your heart wants, the forgiveness within your life, the lightening of your load, the sense of embracing your heart, your soul, and yourself, it does matter. And it moves you forward in a way that is breathtaking. Also, tread lightly. Tread lightly as you move forward, because it's having such an impact that you need to move with grace of self and soul. The Bobcat spirit says, life is a mystery. As you gain the prosperity that you want, don't sit there and try to puzzle it all out, try to understand every nuance of it. Accept the mystery of it all. Thank Spirit, thank Divinity, move forward. The Panther spirit says, reclaim your power, claim your throne, sit upon your throne, and know that you deserve to be here. Don't look at everything that you've done wrong. Say, yeah, I've messed up. To err is to be human. To err is to be human. You've messed up, that's okay. Claim your throne, claim your power. It moves you to the cat spirit, which says, claim your independence. Claim your independence, claim your truth, know your magic. Know that you sit upon this throne of greatness. Know that you stand before this altar. And you claim it. It's yours. It leads you towards diving deeper. And it leads you towards embracing a mystery that might very well have seemed overwhelming. It moves you to the turtle spirit, which says slow and steady wins the race. As you face pains and difficulties from the past, in this life, past lives, within your DNA memory, your cellular memory, within your ancestral DNA and path, slow and steady wins the race. Don't give yourself arbitrary years for which this has to be done or that has to be done. Let it happen. Let yourself evolve. And don't sit there and think, oh, because, I faced this before and this is what happened. When I face it again, I'm going to have the same results. No, there's a beauty, there's a brilliance to you. It leads you to the badger spirit. Be fearless and bold as you move forward in your strength. Be fearless and be bold as you move forward in a greatness that you can hardly believe. It leads you to infinite possibilities. It leads you to an open mind and a time to go deeper into the self, into what you want. Your subconscious message from your animal cards, your spirit guide animal cards, is the frog spirit. Clear out the clutter. Clear out the doubt, the fear, the negativity, all the clutter within your mind. And even within your life, you might find that this is the perfect time to deep clean. To really sit there and say, okay, you know what? New life, new me, new start, let's go. And you can't have the productivity that you want if everything is chaos around you. And I know that's harsh, but that's what Spirit's saying. Spirit is saying, clear out the clutter. Let yourself thrive. Embrace thriving, not just surviving. Because in this time, if you use it to the utmost, you are thriving. You're not surviving. You're thriving. This leads you to the chakra message. subconscious message of flexibility. This is in the sacral chakra, and this is where your creativity lies, your spirituality. Yeah, you could say that, but your love, your power with relationships, your inspiration, your desires, your sexuality, your sensuality, right? And here, embrace flexibility. It's not saying be somebody that you're not, right? But it's saying be flexible with your soul and with yourself. And this would also be a great time to do stretches or yoga, to embrace your flexibility, to help that energy flow around you and through you. Then we have the sacred earth, and this says clarity. Clarity is coming. It's going to come in small ways. I always think of this as a pomegranate fruit, even though it's the wrong color, but it's like the littlest seed brings you the biggest rewards, can hold such richness and such taste and such, power to it. And that's what I'm seeing here with your clarity. From the littlest things comes the greatest clarity. Your subconscious message for this whole entire reading is the Two of Cups. It's the Minor Arcana Lovers card. There is love. Ooh, can you see that? There is love coming around you, leading you forward, embracing you, intertwining with you, healing you. And even if that's simply the love of divinity or spirit, it does not matter. Embrace it, because you thrive under it. You thrive with it. And it can very well be a partnership. It can be a love that you have with your partner, right? You have to make sure that your energies are on point with each other, that they're syncing up, what you want and what they want. Because there is a sense here that if you're pulled off path, if you're pulled out of your truth, it can become devastating, right? So there can also be a romance blooming for those who aren't in relationships, that is like, wow, you see me. And it doesn't have to be a romance. This is the Minor Arcana Lovers cards, but it's relationships. It's the way you connect with people, and there's love there, and you're connecting from a place of love. All right, Aquarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. It's been a privilege being able to bring this to you from Spirit. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness, and may harmony always be with you. I love you all. Bye.